sedans just been so critical in Australian motorsport. But this will be race number 1 for the National Sports Sedan Series, and your series leader sits on pole position in Jordan Caruso. He is exceptionally quick, a 118.7. We'll get there eventually on pole position. Tony Ricciardello starts alongside him. Steve Tomasi on position number 3. Josh Haynes in position number 4. Back to row 3, Ashley Jarvis, Ryan Humphrey, Stephen Lacey, Burrell Seton, Alex Williams and Michael Robinson, another Victorian in the Bell Real Estate entry. He'll start out of position number 10. Daniel Nolan there in 11. Willem Furcher in 12th. Scotty Cameron. Jason Compton there in row number 7. Then we see Nick Smith, Anthony Cox, Tim Tritton, Cameron McKee, Ben Mannix and Glenn Pro rounding out row number 10.
I mean, look, don't let the bodies fool you in most of these cars. The underneath really is not a firewall and a normal car. These are built for speed, and they're not much slower than what they were a long time ago. A bit
messy on the rolling start here. A lot of cars caught out further back. Side by side they're supposed to be. We look for the red light to go out. Is the starter happy? Yes, we are. We're racing in the National Sports Sedan Series. Race number 1. Making our way down to turn 1. It looked like Tony Ricciardello was there. If he holds on to that position, he may well have the lead here. The West Aussie racing with so much speed in his Alpha. Number 5, Tony Ricciardello is holding on there. Is Stenzer, Ricciardello, Caruso. What a start by Stenzer.
Elbows was certainly out there for Ricciardello. He had the motor off the line compared to Caruso, and I think he knew, based off the lap time difference, that he had to get the job done and stay in front and hopefully just block that fast Audi through the race.
Yeah, so Ricciardello is your race leader. From Caruso, Haynes, Tomasi, another name that's well known in Victorian motorsport. Jarvis, Lacey and Williams in P number 8.
Interesting as well, you see this amazing little Fiat with the 20-beat rotor making its way through the field. Former TCR Australia driver Brad Shields, very, very talented operator. Again, family history in sports sedans with his old man, and he had an issue in qualifying where the car did not run, and Brad will be making his way through, as you can see. Super fast driver, quick car, and it'll be interesting to watch how quickly he can get back to the front. He's down in 16th at the moment. He's already made up 8 spots off the start.
Just having a bit of a timing issue there. Ricciardello looked like he was dropping down the order. He's not. He still leads this race. So you can see our leaders pole on the left. That is in order. Jarvis, Lacey, Williams, Seton, Nolan and Robinson in the Bell Real Estate entry. He sits inside the top 10.
Now, with the speed of Caruso in qualifying, he had sort of 7 or 8 tenths on Ricciardello there. I wonder if that takes a little bit of time for that car to get going, because at the moment, Ricciardello's opened up nearly 2 seconds. And as we speak, like he was listening, he's gone purple, so fastest of anyone out of the first sector in that in that Audi, sorry. And there is plenty of time left to go in this race to really heat up. So this will be an interesting watch.
He took a big chunk out, didn't he, at the end of that first sector? A couple of tenths. And the gap, 1.7 seconds. That's what we're going to watch between first and second at the moment. Oh no. Is that Camilleri?
Yep, in that VR VS Commodore. Hopefully that's not exploding and leaving a heap of oil for everyone.
So Scotty Cameron, I know the name. There's Cameron there. Sorry, I said the wrong name. So he's unfortunately going to be out of this race. We'll be pulling back into pit lane and we'll have
Looks
to
like
clear.
Could be a tyre.
Yeah. It was that right rear where the smoke's coming from.
Has he lost a tyre? Yeah, you can actually look at the
the rear end,
guard there.
The whole rear.
Something's happened there.
But the quality of engineering under these front cars is incredible when you get up close, particularly the Ricciardello entry. That car has been developed and developed and developed, not over years, over decades.
Yeah, well, the shed in his house must be different to the shed at my house. So.
But he certainly hasn't put it together in my garage, I can tell you. That's mainly because I don't have one. I've actually got a carport. So we're looking at that number 1, Jordan Caruso. He's a man on a mission at the moment. Can he knock over that 119.4? The gap down to 1.2 seconds now.
Well, if you look at the sectors, he certainly can lower that, because Ricciardello's got better in the first sector than that. So how good is this? Ricciardello's gone under the previous lap record just then, which was then reset by Caruso. So these guys are pushing so hard. They're not worried about conserving tyres for later in the weekend.
So Caruso
now.
just lost a bit of time there in that final sector, maybe trying to push a bit hard to get up onto the rear of Ricciardello. 6 laps remaining, or just under 6 laps remaining. Ricciardello, Caruso, Haynes, Tomasi and Jarvis still your top 5.
As we've got a car stopped on the track and he's exiting stage left pretty quickly. That could mean fire, unfortunately.
Nick Smith out of New South Wales, and this will be brought it back under control by race control. We're looking to our screens at the moment, but a car stopped in that position and he turns up on. But ladies and gentlemen, the end of race number 1 for National Sports Sedan Series, and it is Tony Ricciardello who takes out our first race for Sports Sedans here at Winton as part of the High-Tech Oils race Winton. Second place, Jordan Caruso. He was the pole man and just got jumped there at the start of the race. The safety car came out, which meant he wasn't able to have another shot at the stumps. But Haynes is there in 3rd, Tomasi 4th, Jarvis, Lacey, Shields. What a drive from Brad Shields. Up into 7th place by the end of that race. Incredible drive.
Yeah, I expect nothing less from Bradley. I'll go and tell him that he should have made the top 5. So, great drive. And he's a contender. Don't count him out for the rest of the weekend. He's now in a position where you can attack the rest of the guys in front of you and potentially bring home a trophy.
We look further back down the order there. Anthony Cox, Willem Bircher there in 12th, Tim Tritton in 13th, Jason Cox.
Good, mate. 15. Hey? 15. 15, yeah. Right, 6 4. All right, no.
Track, but we're on our out lap for the National Sports Sedans. This is race number 3. This will be 12 laps of journey. Let's have a look at the official starting grid for race 3 of the National Sports Sedan Series. This is their first round of the year here at Winton. So Ashley Jarvis and Michael Robinson start on the front row of the grid. Beryl Seton and Willem Bircher start on row 2. Mark Duggan, Scotty Cameron, who had that rear end issue yesterday, well, he's made his way back into the top 6. Daniel Nolan in 7th. Ben Mannix in 8th, Glenn Pro and Travis Condon round out the 5th row. Race 3, the final race for the National Sports Sedans here. Their first round, High-Tech Oil Winton, or Race Winton I should say. Rolling start, cars in position, a bit messy at the back. Red light on, are the starters happy? Yes they are, and we're away and racing. Jarvis, Robinson, Seton and Bircher, 2, 3 wide down into turn 1. It could get messy as they trip over each other. A lot of the fast cars further back in this field. Nice and clean.
Round the car goes there.
Good pick up. I was just about to say nice and clean. Commentators curse. And we've got one around in the background just on the exit of turn 2. We'll stay with the racing at the moment and see whether that car can get itself moving again. I can see him reversing back off screen. He should be back out on track. And there we are, Scotty Cameron. He's back up and racing, so we can keep this one green. Jarvis, Robinson, Seton and Duggan, your top 4 as we set off on the first of 12 laps.
Caruso there up the inside. He's already made up 9, making 10 positions on the opening half a lap. So he's getting into his work nice and early. These cars on the opening lap would be so difficult to tame. There's so much power. The tyres are a hard compound to put up with the loads these cars create. So getting them up to temperature is very, very challenging, but apparently not for Jordan Caruso in the Audi.
So Caruso up into 7th now, up 11 spots. And we're watching for the move of Ricciardello as well. For those of you that have been watching on NatSoft, which is where you get all your timing information. He was last year's series winner. He had bad luck in race number 2. Up 17 spots, Jordan Caruso wins race 3 for the National Sports Sedan Series here at the Shannon Speed Series, round 4 in Winton. Well done to Jordan Caruso, and an incredible drive by Tony Ricciardello, who crosses the line in 2nd. But save your applause for your round winner and your series leader, who will finish 3rd on the podium, and that is Jarvis in the 44 entry. Congratulations. That's a great drive, and again, showing consistency is key to building a series Well, I guess you'd say if he's got any aspirations to be the series winner, he started it off the best way possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty comprehensive in terms of the racing wins between Caruso and Riccatello, but you have to finish. You need to collect those points, and that's exactly what Ashley Jarvis has done. So well done leading a series like Sports Sedan, as prestigious as it is on the scale it's now back to, is certainly a fantastic thing to have on the record.
Let's get the official results of race 3 for the National Sports Sedan Series. Jordan Caruso, he takes out the final race and his first race win of season 2023. Tony Riccatello, he's in second. Great to see him back here. Hopefully we'll see him at the rest of the rounds this year. Ashley Jarvis, your round winner, series leader. He finishes third in race 3. Michael Robinson, great job by the Victorian there in fourth. Birol Seton, he's in fifth. Mark Duggan, Anthony Cox, Willem Furcher inside the top 8. Stephen Lacey and Alex Williams round out the top 10.
Moving forward from